make sure that people can get in. For some reason, I couldn't get the link to put it to all my patrons, so be patient with me for just a couple more minutes until we start. Probably like 2, 3, 4 minutes. All right, so here's the link finally. Sometimes this just lags, so it's odd. But I'm taking this link and I'm going to put it to my esteemed group. My esteemed group. Right. Daily, live daily update. Live daily update. Happening now. One second. Say hi if you are here so I know that you are here. Say hi until I finish the logistics. Just 1 second. I'm going to finish it in just 30 seconds. I'm going to finish the logistics and we're going to start. What we have today is a live daily update, which I'm going to just go over the markets. And of course, I am going to I'm going to do some screening as well. So we have a long way to go today. We have a long way to go today. So we have time. Any questions you might have, just, ask, ask a go, ask away, ask away. All right, this is actually, we'll put it public, publish. Something went wrong. What can go wrong? All right, that's up there. And now we are over here again. Perfect, perfect. What a day. Today, what day is it? It's a Tuesday. Tuesday, twice as good. Tuesday is twice as good. Always. Why? I don't know, but that's what they say. Tuesday, twice as good. I'm just taking my time because I want to make sure that everyone that wanted to see my message about going live has seen it. So I'm going to start in like a minute or two from now. Again, if you are waiting, if you're watching the replay, just fast forward this, just for a couple of minutes, and then you'll find me starting um, instead of just waiting. Make sure that you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. In the chat. Put them in the chat. Okay, crypto speculator saying, hey, hey, crypto speculator, nice to see you, Mr. VIP. Thank you very much for being with me for such a long while. For such a long, long, long while. All right, I think we've been waiting for enough time. Let's start with today's update and screening afterwards. So, as I said, it's August 13, it's a Tuesday, and you know what? Things are kind of choppy. The market is just kind of chopping us around and is indecisive, very much indecisive. People on the one side, a lot of deep buyers just bought the dip. And on the other hand, a lot of people kind of afraid of all the new news, a recession, which I don't think recession is a thing right now. To be honest, we've been talking about recession for years, so no fears of recession, at least not for my part. The only fear I had, which is not a fear, is the concern that the market needs another leg down. Okay, and if the market needs another leg down, so we just need to wait for it or take shorts. I'm not the one to buy the dips because you don't know when the dip will the real dip please stand up, as Slim Shady says, right? We don't know which one was the real dip. We never know which one was the real dip. So buying dip, I think it's a bad strategy. Pullback buys, on the other hand, which is not trying to just catch the dip, but letting it kind of build a platform of say that's a good thing. And I will talk about this later. Anyway, we're just in that chop. Okay, we're just in the chop. Price action is choppy. Once I'm going to go on the chart, we're going to on the charts. We'll see this, and I will tell you my observations on the chart. Today, I want to start with something that my group, right? And if you're not in my group, you can check it out in the link in the description. That my group knows really well, and that is Messari website. Okay, this is the Messari website. What is different in the Messari website, right? Which is it's another. Well, this is actually a data and analysis website, but they have a ranking page. Okay, and I'm using the free ranking page. What's different between this and CoinMarketCap, for example, CoinGecko, is this real volume column. Now, the beauty about this real volume column is that it cleans from washed trades. So I actually know the real volume, the real volume that is happening and occurring in the market. I like it. That's for me. I like it. It's a type of an edge. It's a very small edge. Back in 2020, I would be using this, and all of a sudden, I would have seen new coins like come elevating to the top 20 out of nowhere, right? And Band was one of those that came out of nowhere with huge volumes, and then I could just follow it until it created the VCP and entered into it. Let me just, I need some aircon, so just wait 1 second. Aircon. Right. So that's why I like looking at it. The real volume, and every now and then I see a new coin that comes with big volume that I have not seen for a while. For example, Sui is coming with $621 million in volume, right? That's quite new for Sui. I was looking at a chart, looks interesting. Another one that is coming with good volume out of nowhere is 219 million real volume. The Sats, which is an ordinals meme coin, right? Another one coming with percentages, CRV, out of nowhere after getting hammered and really smashed down. So CRV is getting more love right now. So all these, right, I can actually go to a chart and look. Now, another thing I like doing every now and then, if I want to see new coins I don't know, is I like to group the assets over here by the sector itself, right? And then, I can go by the sector and see the sector by sector, what might be interesting for me. Let's say, and by the way, meme coins are beneath the cryptocurrency, right? You can actually group it by tags as well, and then you'll have the meme coins. They're kind of odd looking over here in Messiah. So let's say I go to the cryptocurrency, and you have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as well to meme coins and other blockchains, let's call it. um, for example, Caspa is over here, as you can see. Litecoin, of course, is over here. Sheep, Doge, Monero is over here, which is a blockchain all by itself. Brett, a meme coin all by itself. So I can see if I don't know anything that is maybe coming out of nowhere, okay? Which I know everything. H2O, what's H2O? Let's see the volume on it. 10 million. 10 million on H2O. Let's arrange it by real volume by 1 second. Let's make sure we arrange this by real volume. And now we have the real volumes of this. And now we see turbos over here, Monero, Bitcoin SV, Ponk and Myro, Slerf, and here you have the HTO. And then what I can do, can I do something like this? If I do this, what happens? Can I share in both screens? No, I can't share in both screens. I can share only one. I can share only one screen. Anyways, so what I can do, and let me share the chart now. So now we'll continue looking at Messari, and let's say I want to see what this, H2O thing is. H2O thing is, and you can see it's already been traded only only on KuCoin and HTX. So It's a very underfollowed asset. Interesting. Interesting. How much it has? 10 million real volume. That's underfollowed. That's not too shabby. I don't like this, by the way. This old, thing on this chart is looking really bad. Let's see on OKX. No, it's same things. Same kind of odd wicks, which I really dislike. Let's see the volumes. Yeah. It looks like everything that happened in the past over here isn't really meaning dick shit. Um, Let me add this age 2.0 thing to my watch list. Because if I disregard the past and we're just looking at this, you know, what's happening now in the past few weeks to a month, you can see it made a 160 move up, and then it's kind of consolidating, kind of actually rounding down and now building. It's kind of interesting, I'll be honest with you. If this was a market where I would be thinking, oh my god, we are in a very good market right now, this could have been a real trade out of nowhere. So you can see how I use Misari to my advantage. Look, there are more things I don't know. So let's go over things. CRTS. CRTS. Well, it's not on any sexes, so it doesn't interest me. What about Maneki? Maneki. Oh, it's on KuCoin. Let's see. It's a new coin on KuCoin. I have no idea. I don't have this. I don't. Maneki. I don't think I have this on my KuCoin. Let's see. Oh, I do have it over there. I wonder if it looks differently on Mexi or it looks the same chart. The same chart. So nothing that is tradable, right? You can't trade this. What about Billy? Billy is another thing I'm seeing over here, and I don't know it. Billy, another one. So you can see how I can just go one by one and just trying to find something that maybe I don't know and maybe is worthwhile looking at. Okay, so that's how I use Mistara many times. Anyway, let's continue the market update a little bit. And again, if you're here, say hi, ask any type of questions. Let's make this interactive so it can be more interesting. Now I'm continuing the market update, and later on I'm going to go with over some screening. So this is Bitcoin for us. Bitcoin, as I said, is in this megaphone type flag. Now the reason I don't like megaphones is because even though megaphones can work, you can break above or you can break below a megaphone just like any flag, right? It doesn't really matter. But it shows an increase in volatility. Volatility, I know many people are confused, but that's not what you want as a swing trader. As a swing trader, you want alpha, right? Alpha means a move to one side. A big, small move is okay, but big moves usually are the alpha. Okay, so a big move to either side is alpha to the upside or to the downside. Volatility is just the act of going, up and then down more and up and then down. This is volatility, right? Now, many of you probably heard how volatility maybe is good for traders. Oh my God, I thrive in volatility. I've heard this many times from traders. And I ask them, all right, what do you mean? What do you trade? You're like a scalper? You're like a really, really short time trader? And they tell me, no, man, I'm a position. I'm an investor. I hold for the long term, right? And I ask them, how can you like volatility if you're a long-term investor? Do you want the price to go up? And they tell me yes. All right, so and then I show them this and I tell them, then you're wrong. You're not looking for volatility. You're looking for alpha, right? You're looking for a trend. This is volatility. And the megaphone, as you can see, is unproductive for for someone that needs alpha, right? What you do want, all right, is this. What happened over here? This was alpha, right? You had the reality is that you had an initial alpha, all right, all the way over here, kind of, and then you had choppiness for sideways. Let's see how long we chopped. You had some trades, but not too many from April 2023 until October 2023. This is where we started really picking up steam. October 2023. All right, you did have some meme coins in May and cast in March, and in the beginning at AI and whatever. But then you had another run up, which is alpha, right? This is alpha. Yes, I know you had some volatility here, but this is just a normal correction. It's okay. Now what you have is a couple of months again of sideways action, right? With added volatility, right? Over here, you see how it had more volatility initially, but then it really contracted and then pushed up. So what we want to see right now for Bitcoin to be constructive to any side, preferably to the upside, but maybe to the downside as well, is a contraction in volatility, right? We want this to contract. Something like this, maybe. Boom or boom. I don't know, right? I don't know which one, but it can look differently. It doesn't need to look like this. It can go like, go over here, and then slowly but surely, compress itself and then break out. This is another type of contraction volatility. As you can see, different types of contractions, and you can choose which one. Anyways, that's not what we have right now. Right now, what we have volatility. I don't like volatility, so I don't trade Bitcoin for now. If you're a scalper, maybe volatility can be good for you. So you have this on the one hand, right? This kind of a volatility to the downside, but you do have this buying pressure that happened. This is a nice bounce, right? I won't say that this is not a good bounce, because it is. Let's see the percentages of the bounce itself. It was more than a 10%. No, yeah, yeah, 10% bounce in the same day, okay, from the lows. That's good. That's good, all right. So on the one hand, you see a big volatility, which is kind of not what I want to see. And you saw big dips, which is again not what I want to see, but you have some buying pressure over here, which means that some people are still accumulating this. Okay, so if I put, like, if, let me draw this, and let's say you have my pros and my cons. So first con is volatility, right? Second con would be dip. I'm just writing first word. The third one would be to below, price is price is below the 200-day moving average. So 200-day moving average is above the price. Okay, it's above the price. What do we have good? All right, yeah, the bounce, which was good. So right now, I still have more cons than pros, at least at this moment, um, for Bitcoin itself. Okay, now, and it can change in a heartbeat. Now, if I go to alts, and the best way for me to show you this is actually to go here, and I will go to the crypto screener, and I will, not the DeFi one, just remove, just remove everything, remove and remove. Now we're gonna have 810 coins, and what I want to do over here is I want to make them in charts. Let's see the past 6 months. I want this to be candle chart, and I want this to be, let's say a 4x4. And we're going to run down fast if this shows me the charts. And what you're going to see is that all the charts are looking really bad, right? All the charts are looking bad. Nothing is really constructive. And we can do 1 year even, just to make sure that we have even a bit longer. Yes, we had the 2000 in the beginning, uptrend, but then everything is either chopping or really down, in the chart. Tron is looking okay, but you can see Doge, ADA very down in chart, Sheeb really hammered, Bitcoin Cash hammered, Polkadot hammered, Link hammered. Some of them look like a one up and down. Others look, this is another one up and down. Others look like more like a, head and shoulders, like a middle finger. So Leo is looking okay. What's this? Just 1 second, everyone. Sometimes I need to answer. Sorry, really sorry. I need to make you wait, but sometimes I have numbers I don't know, and I'm anticipating a delivery. So I appreciate your patience. Anyway, Leo is looking kind of good, which is kind of odd. Even though this is not a coin that you can really trade, right? This is not really a coin that is really tradable, but we're going to look at the chart. Anyway, my point over here is that most of the charts are going to be really, really, really down, right? Really, really down. Let's do this 1 second just for Leo, just to make sure I don't forget it. Right click, add to watch list, see watch list. Perfect. So I added this. I can look at it later on. What's this? Weave, not looking good. Note, not looking good. Nothing is looking good. You see, it's either one off or middle fingers. A lot of middle fingers in the in in these charts. A lot of middle fingers. Sats. This is the one I want. I thought that is looking good. Sats, and I will show you later on in the chart itself, actually had a higher low. We had a lower low on Bitcoin, and Sats had a higher low, which is something that is interesting. It's interesting. Gate token is 30% below. Let's add this to watch list as well. ZEC I do have on watch list already, looking better than the rest of the things. STRK is still, from over here, $2.50 all the way to 38 cents. So not looking good whatsoever. Not looking good whatsoever. Athena, nothing looking good. All these new coins, by the way, once we get a continuation of the bull market, might pump AIOZ from $1 to 46, so 50% down. Popcat, Runin, Binary X. It went all the way from here to down here, yeah, because they had a split. I traded this Bowman new coin. Again, middle fingers, a lot of middle fingers, middle fingers, middle fingers. Mu, I traded this quite successfully. It was a nice layer zero. This is new coin. Nothing about it that can show you where it's going. And WBTC, nothing over here. FTN. This is in a really big uptrend, but it's not really tradable. Not really tradable. I will just put it on the watch list to show you what I mean. Chile, another one of those. These three, right, are all always looking really good in prime, but they are really untradable for now. The volume doesn't take them nowhere. Traders, it just seems like they are stuck on the same kind of price range and with not enough volume to push it anywhere. But let's put it on the watch list because I want you to see them. It's a part of the process. If something looks different, if something looks at the highs, right, or like it's holding, like these, where are they? Like these three, this is interesting. It means something. It's different. However, I know these coins, so I know that they don't mean anything too much. What's this? MSOL. Let's put it. Let's see. I don't know. I think I know this. C watch list. MSOL. What's this? Tribe. Not looking good, but let's put it. The reason I know it's not looking good is because all these wicks. These wicks, I hate them. It means it's really thin. You can't really trade it successfully. It will stop you out, chop you out, and so on and so forth. By the way, say hi on the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Say hi on the chat. Ask me any questions you have. Make it interactive. It's more fun for me. More fun for me. So what I'm trying to say, all right, earlier I showed you how Bitcoin had some pros and cons, right? And right now I'm showing you another con that might be considered a pro, actually, is just that all alts kind of got really, really hammered, right? Really, really, really hammered. So what's the con about it? It means that they're all in a bear market, kind of individual. Well, now it's a kind of a market theme, right? That all the coins are in the individual bear markets. However, right, that's the bad thing, right? You're looking at the market, and the market just looks weak. Nothing almost is holding. Very few, seldom names are holding. Everything is looking like just sellers being hammering it. No buyers stepping in. Nothing, right? Nothing. So that's the con. But what's the pro? Let's flip the switch for just 1 second and ask ourselves, if all these coins already got hammered, all right, How much lower can they go? Now they can always go lower, okay? They can always go lower, but arguably they're quite oversold already. Arguably, doesn't mean that they can go 50% down from here. I know you guys watching sometimes, you take my words too literally, right? You need to understand the context of what I'm talking about, okay? The context is that um, oh, Zig, something that I had. Let's put in watch this as well. I had it already as a trade, but doesn't matter. Let's watch it. The context is that most, like 99% of altcoins are oversold. And in a sense, if you peg that to the market, then maybe it means that we have more upside than downside. It's only a probability, and it's a possibility, and it's only about the probabilities. And as I said, the fact that something is oversold doesn't mean it can't go much lower. All right, it can go 50% down from here. It can, really can. If Bitcoin decides to go to 30K, all these altcoins are gonna get smashed, right? Really, really, really smashed. Don't be surprised if we go to even 40K on Bitcoin to see another 30, 40, 50% drop in altcoins. Even though they look oversold, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, right? They're going to get smashed. They are going to get smashed. But as I said, you need to think about it in a way that you're ready for each possible outcome. Okay, as traders, what you want to do is you want to do scenario planning, right? What is a scenario planning? It means thinking about all the possibilities, which are all the scenarios, of course, and then being ready to what you will do in each scenario. Okay, let's say Bitcoin goes down. Let's say Bitcoin goes down below, the $50,000 again. What will you do? Me, I'm going to short 100%. I'm not going to buy the dip. I did not buy this dip. I'm never going to buy any dip. That's not what I do. Maybe I'm going to do a pullback buy, as I said. However, what I will do is probably short. Probably I have already open shorts, so I'm going to add to them and find new shorts. However, if Bitcoin reverses and goes above the last high, for example, above the $70,000, that's a good thing. And if it breaks to new all-time highs, that's a better confirmation. My shorts are going to probably be stopped out either with a small loss or in a small profit or around break even. And I'm going to find longs because things can shift in an instant, right? All of a sudden, from everything looking hammered and looking really down, we get big moves out of nowhere, consolidation sideways, and boom, 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 right? Just money making season. That's not where we are right now. Right now, we're not in any money making season. Not in any money making season. Right now, we're just in a sit tight, you little child season. I don't know why I said that. I had a kindergarten. I had a yeah, like she was the principal of the kindergarten, and she would smack you in the ass if you would malbehaved. She would say you're a naughty, naughty, naughty young boy, and smacking you in the in the buttocks. That was a funny. That was funny. That was a long time ago. A long time ago, but I still have the recollection. So that means something. That means something. That means something. Right. As you can see, I'm not seeing any different. 99% of everything is just going down, 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 down. Middle finger, triple fingers, up and downs, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, they are all goners for now. Goners for now, right? Let's see if we can finish everything without being too strict of looking at all the charts. Just going through. What's this? Let's put this. I know I already know all these coins, but we've seen it, so we need to put it. Okay. um we've seen it, so we need to put it. We've seen it, so we need to put it. That's the process. That is the process. And we are process oriented traders. We are process oriented traders, meaning that we do the same actions over and over, right? And to make sure that we increase our probabilities of taking good, sound decisions once we trade, right? Because if you don't have a process, you don't make good sound decisions over and over. Maybe every now and then you have a good decision, but for every good decision, you might have one bad decision. Or for every two good decisions, you have four bad decisions. I don't know if you don't have a process. If you have a process, 80% of your decisions are going to be correct, right? Maybe at time, after a few more years, maybe more, maybe 90%. Never 100%. We'll always make mistakes. No one is free from mistakes. No one. Top traders, best traders, master traders all make mistakes. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. All right, charts, are you about to finish? I want to continue moving on. Come on, 800 charts. How long can this take? 800 charts is nothing. We just scroll and scroll and scroll. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, this is going quite fast, by the way. 800 charts. This is a new coin I saw. What is this? AG Angola. It's like, is it like the country Angola? I looked at the chart itself. I'm going to show you. Let's put it on the watch list, right? It just looks like shit, right? It's not looking good whatsoever, but funny how coins come out of nowhere. Um, and why does TradingView only has 810 coins over here instead of having all the coins? Come on, you put Angola as a coin that you list in this screener, but you don't have other coins. Shame on you, TradingView. Shame on you, TradingView. Look at this. Look at BTM. I don't know what this is, but it's smashed. Boom. This got smashed. Boom. All right. These are all like really awful looking coins. Beer coin. Oh, funny. Funky. Look at this. BTS. Smashed. Another smashed. Come on. Are we about to finish? Look, all these are like the worst, the worst. Look at these ones. We finished, by the way. Woo! We finished 800 coins. I would argue in 15, 20 to 15 minutes. That's quite fast. That's quite fast. I know we rushed through them, but still, it's quite fast. Let's see, I added some coins to, by the way, this is the Bitcoin one. I said we had some pros and cons. Let me reiterate, right? Pros, just the bounce itself, this bounce. Cons, you have the volatility. What is this? The drop, D for a drop, right? The decrease in price, and the price is below the 200. The price, this is a P, below the 200-day moving average. And of course, we have this, volatility that is not volatility, but a downtrend in altcoins that can be a pro and a con, right? So I'm not going to put it and add it. But let's go to the watch list and see all the coins we added. So ZEC, as you can see, Zcash is in an uptrend from nowhere, right? It actually, another one that made this is the low, but if you compare it to Bitcoin, look, this was the for Bitcoin, this was made a lower low, but Zcash made a higher low. This is a sign. This is a sign you need to get interested in Zcash. Right now, it's not showing any setup signs just of now. Oh, this was probably a good entry over here in the $34, $35. You made already 20 something percent since then. But Zcash, something to follow, because it might pop later on just because of this. Whenever the index or the market mover, the market determinator, which is Bitcoin, makes a weak move, but then an asset makes a strong move, pay attention. Pay attention. What is this? Oh, this is the cat dog one, which is a new one I found. It's funky. It's looking. Let's see how it behaves. Maybe it gives a nice setup. Mu is looking really bad. This I shorted over here, made some money, but closed too early. Oh, actually, it stopped me at a break even because it kind of shot back up, but then it broke down even lower. Without me, I don't need to look at this anymore too much. GTO, another one of those that made higher, right? Some alts you can see made higher lows. Interesting. Ace, not too much over here. Let's remove this. XNO, kind of same price action. Again, not too much, but it has a horizontal resistance over here. You can see this. It has a horizontal resistance. So if we build, does it have enough volume? Not huge volume, but in a small account you can trade this. So above this area, once we break above this, if we create a nice pattern, let's say we create a VCP, I don't know, let me just create something like this. and then break out. Boom, constructive. This can be an amazing trade entry, right? So let's keep looking at SUI. SUI did not make a higher low, it made a lower low with Bitcoin, but it shot up and broke above this last level, right? This level, which was support 10 resistance, now it broke above it. So it's interesting to see the strength in the coin, right? And it made over 100% from the lows in very fast time. Sats, this is something I told you, another one of these coins. It made a higher low, and now it's retesting this area of support and resistance, right? So I'm looking at it. They don't have any setups. That's why they're not in my focus list, but I'm looking at it. H2O, we looked at this. Interesting. Leo, you see how Leo doesn't look good now that we look at it right now? We're looking at it closer. For some reason, it's not giving me any volume. Oh, it's because it's the crypto one. Let's take a Bitfinex dollar and let's see the volume on it. $500,000 volume. If this was like above 1 million, this is this is really a nice VCP. Now you don't see this kind of VCPs in Bitcoin, to be honest. Now the thing is that I think Leo is a coin that people got instead of the funds that were hacked from Bitfinex. So this is kind of a odd utility token. So I'll be really careful with these trading these type of moves because you don't know why they occurred, or maybe you do. 50%, it's not even a high tide flag. But GTS, why did I like this? Not looking good. FTN, this is the one I told you that is in a really ferocious uptrend, but it's really almost untradeable. And it's moving really slow. It's moving really slow. Look, even this move up, which looks like the biggest, let's say this was the breakout over here, made only 10%. It's ridiculous. Fuck FTN. Removing it. MSOL, you can see that some charts just, kind of misguided me. I don't know what MSOL even is. Let's see, MSOL. It's on Kraken and Coinbase. Yeah, nothing too much. I'll leave it for now. Tribe, looking like really bad. Really, really bad. I don't even want this. Zig, okay. It's in this base. Tried to break out. We took a trade. It failed. We were stopped out with a small loss. Okay. Again, someone asking me, by the way, hi, Disclosure Crypto. I don't know what it is about the Gary network that one of the coins that keeps repeating in my lives is the Gary network. Look, I don't even need to look at Gary to tell you that it doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. You probably will hate me, but Gary looks bad, and I know it by heart. And it means that you're just trying to find, really, you're just bottom fishing, and maybe you know how to do it. I don't know how to bottom fish. I don't think it's a good strategy. I don't think it's a strategy that has a net winning proposition. I think it's a net losing proposition. But maybe you know something that I don't. This is not looking good too. Getting sold over here, so not too much. And this is the Angola one I told you about. Look, it's not looking good. It does have this up move, or a nice up move. Actually, nice. 500, really nice up move. 500% up move. But we just needed to build some sideways action because all this is a lot of supply. So some people are holding this. Let's see where this is traded. If I move this USD Agala in Bybit and so let's see on Bybit spot how much is it traded. 3 million. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's see on Gate. 20 million. No, on Gate now they are having this is getting $20 million in volume, average daily volume. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's keep it. If Angola can create a sideways action for a while, maybe for 2 months even, something like what Naka has done in the past. I'll show you what Naka did. So over here, Naka came out of nowhere. Let me just do like this, and now we can see the chart cleanly. So you can see, first of all, he had this long ass time of neglect, just pure stage one neglect. In contrast, AGLI. Angola doesn't have this. I will show you again. This is what it has. It has like no period of neglect almost, and just hickey picky price action, right? So it's not the same thing. Not the same thing whatsoever. Once something comes out of neglect, so beautiful like what Naka did in the past. Oh, I need to do this again. Then that's something different. This is really pitch perfect stage one neglect, then a big push from the bottom, huge 400 and something percent, almost four. Oh, from the bottom, it was 450%. From the breakout, 300%. But let's say from the bottom, just for the sake of it, just for the sake. Right? Then it moved sideways. It's 90 days, was it? No, 140 days. And look how pitch perfect. This was a really pitch perfect recipe. This was the first contraction. This was the second contraction. And you can argue actually that this was the third contraction and the real buy entry was here. But then you had another fourth contraction, and I actually made my first entry over here. And then we had another entry at the 35 and another entry at the 38. And we made a lot of money on this coin. Why? Because it just continued to going up, right? Just continued to going up in the long term. Look, boom, 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 boom. Now it's getting sideways again for a couple of months. And then we take another trade on it. Look how it builds the same kind of thing. Sideways action, volatility contraction pattern, and then in like one last contraction, looking very similar to this, but it's just shorter, just really shorter, and then like above, yeah, boom, 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 continuing. Look, this just unfolds beautifully, beautifully. Anyway, I do want to give the disclosure crypto some more love. It's a Web3 streaming platform on Solana, so he is curious. Perfect. You are curious. Gary token. Okay. Now look, the funny thing is that someone asked me about this right here, right? On this specific day. And I told them that I don't like Gary. Look, I'm more of a price action trader, right? I don't care if it's too much, if it's a Web3 streaming platform, if it's on Solana, whatever. I do care if there's a theme. Let's say all the thing Solana is moving, so all the things on Solana move. So I'm going to check things on Solana that might be moving, or if something, or if base is moving, I'm going to check things on base. So like a theme type, momentum. That I do like, right? But I don't care about the fundamental thing itself, right? Because for all I know, Gary is a complete scam. And I do know that Gary had, issues in the past. Somewhere here, Gary had bad issues with the contract or whatever. So I don't like it. Anyway, so what I told the guy this specific day, all right, and what the price was already back to roughly 10, right? Let's say the price was already 10. I told him, look, this can triple and double from here. I don't care. I don't touch these things. But I told him here that because this is such a low risk, and maybe he was so interested in Gary, I told him to buy it now, put a stop loss below this, low of the day, and see what happens. If he bought, he made 50% or so, and maybe it went all the way back to break even almost, but maybe he's now holding for the long term. Anyway, Gary's showing signs of a bottom, right? This capitulation candle is a sign of a potential bottom, right? So if you are really in love with this crypto, by all means, do what you have to. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you to buy this. I am actually going to tell you not to look at this, because this can go sideways now for years. You don't know, all right, for how long this can go sideways within this range, right? It can go sideways for a month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. And while this is going to go sideways, other assets are going to just explode, all right? So for me, it's an opportunity cost kind of thing, right? I don't want to sit on the sidelines holding something that is tying up my capital instead of just trading. I am a shorter term trader, right? I am a shorter term trader. So this is Gary for you, and these are my thoughts. Look, ladies and gents, we're already 44 minutes in. I think that is enough for today. I gave you a small update. I gave you some screening. I answered some questions. Hopefully you come next time with more questions and more questions and more questions, because I like answering questions, to be honest. I get a kick out of it. Okay, so let me reiterate, this is Bitcoin, right? Pros and cons. The pro, only one right now, is that it bounced nicely over here. Okay. The cons is the volatility instead of a contraction. It's the dip, right, instead of the increase in price. And it is the price being below the 200-day moving average, below the 200-day moving average. And as I indicated, 99% of altcoins are in an individual bear market. They're all below the 200-day moving average, not all, 99%. All well below the prices, well, like 80, 60, 70, and 80 and 90% below the all-time highs. And that can be a con and a pro. A con because so weak, everything just looks so weak, no buyers around. A pro because maybe that's it. Maybe sellers has exhausted themselves and the next thing is going to be buying pressure. We don't know. So that is the summary for today. Hopefully you got something from today and you found it helpful. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.